Before I start, I'd just like to thank you for agreeing to partake in this science experiment. Today, we'll be looking at matter and how different temperatures affect it when applied to it. To start though, we need to know what matter is. Matter is any object that takes up space. Could you give me some examples of matter?
Cars, trains, buses, people, phones, pens.
Yeah, great. So, let's test that. Would you classify an ice cube as matter?
Yep.
Awesome, that's correct. So, what do you think would happen if we were to melt an ice cube?
The ice would go away and the water would come.
Alright, and what do you think if we were to freeze water?
The water would go away and the ice would come.
So you're saying that ice and water are two different pieces of matter?
Yeah.
Okay, well let's do a science experiment. We will test that idea that as a piece of matter is heated or cooled, it will change into a different object.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like chocolate?
Yep.
Great. That's lucky because we'll be using it in our science experiment. Together, we will observe what happens to chocolate when it is heated, seeing if it changes into a different object as you said. Before we start though, can you predict what will happen to the chocolate if it's heated up?
The chocolate will melt.
Okay, so you think the chocolate will melt. Great. Well, let's see if that is true. Would you like to follow me, please? So we've got the pan here. Put it over heat. We've got the piece of chocolate here. I'll just put that in there, heating it up, and let's see what happens. I'll just put this over here for later. Have to be careful with the heat. Make sure you're observing what happens. Alright, so it's heating up. Definitely. So I'll just quickly grab that off you. There. I'll throw it onto this plate. Take it off the heat now. I'll throw it into the plate. Okay, back around we go. Alright, so can you tell me what you observed?
When the chocolate got hot, it melted.
Yeah, that's correct. So, you said that the chocolate melted, but you didn't mention anything about the chocolate turning into something else, like you said earlier. Do you think that it turned into something else, or what do you reckon happened?
It turned into the melted chocolate.
Yes, that's correct. Just because something changes state, for example, a solid to a liquid, or the other way around, does not mean the object itself changes. I'll now explain why this happens. To start, it is important to know that all matter is made up of particles. These are what decide what state the matter is in. We've just explored the states of solid and liquid in this experiment. Can you tell me what the solid was in this experiment?
The chocolate.
Yeah, and what was the liquid?
The melted chocolate.
Yeah, that's correct. So, can you give me another example of a solid?
An ice cube.
Yeah, and what would its liquid state be?
Water.
That's correct. So, in this experiment, we've been using what to change the state of matter?
We heated the chocolate.
Yes, we've been using heat. See, heat is used to change the state of matter. This is because energy is always required for a change in state of matter, and heat is the type of energy which does this. Depending on if the matter has lots or little amounts of energy will decide what state it is in. So, particles are kind of like people. When there's little to no energy, they are not strong enough to move around and they're held together. This is why solids have a fixed shape and size. So as you can see here, it's a fixed object. You want to have a look at it? It's not moving around, is it? When in liquid state, however, the matter has more energy. This allows the particles to break free from their bonds and move around. This is why liquid does not have a fixed shape. So as you say here, see how we can do that with that? You can have a go. Can't do that with the chopper over here though. So, as you've seen by the chopper experiment, when matter changes state, the actual matter or object does not turn into something else, it is only the state that changes. Let's now apply this new understanding to ice cubes. When changing state, does the water disappear and turn into something new?
No, it does turn into ice, but ice is just solid water. The water is still there and doesn't go away.
Congratulations! You've just gained a new understanding and misproven a misconception.